Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your Psychic Tarot Love reading. This reading is for my Aries, Leo and Sagittarius fire signs. The timestamps are below, where we will be taking a deeper dive into your person's hidden feelings for you. This is a love reading and it's for those of you who are already connected with someone, even if you are currently in no contact with your person. This will be a very specific message, so it may not resonate for all of you. If it feels right, then it's meant for you. Otherwise, you may want to check out the readings for your other placements, so Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoyed this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Aries, let's jump in. I'm instantly seeing a crossroads here, Aries, and I feel like your connection has really come to some kind of make or break point. You know, things need to go to the next level in order for this to kind of move forward in a healthy way here. So for some of you, that's going to look like putting a title on it. You know, we're in a relationship. Others, you know, moving in together. Some of you may even be waiting on a marriage proposal here. But I feel like you're waiting on some kind of commitment from your person. And with your overall energies, we have the Page of Cups, a new beginning of some kind, a new offer, a renewal of love, a new emotional beginning. Your person's view of you, the Ace of Cups. Their feelings towards you, the Emperor. I feel like someone's being a little bit guarded here around their feelings, even though they want this new beginning with the Ace of Cups there. Their intentions towards you, the Knight of Wands. So I do feel if you are in no contact with your person, I do feel like they're going to come forward. You know, this is all about an action. So I do feel they will reach out. There's definitely this chemistry between you. But when I feel into your person, I feel with this Emperor card here that there's an element of, you know, trying to keep control here somehow. And I feel like they've hit a little bit of a block here around opening up to a deeper level emotionally with you, opening up to commitment. Because the Emperor is, you know, the energy of stability. It can also be control sometimes. You know, it's an energy of someone who is often in a role of authority, but sometimes that can go over to control. And I feel like that's your person's protection here, because there is some fear to kind of open up to deeper depths. Your feelings towards your situation, we have the Seven of Cups. And I definitely feel that, you know, you are holding on to the potential that you see with this person. The Seven of Cups speaks of potentials and possibilities. But of course, unless, you know, one of these becomes something grounded and tangible, they remain illusions. And so there really does need to be some kind of shift here of, you know, things going to that next level and getting that commitment. When I feel into your person's energies, I feel like they have a lot of past hurts, and there's a fear to open their heart. A fear of, if I open up to love, you know, maybe I will lose that love, or I'll be hurt. There's fears and insecurities around not being enough, not being good enough. And that's where I feel like this kind of slightly controlling energy there with the Emperor is their way of kind of, you know, protecting themselves a little bit. And in your challenge, we have the Five of Pentacles, instability, change, I feel for many of you like this real sense of, needing clarity around, where you stand with your person and where this connection is really going. So Five of Pentacles often represents sometimes having to leave something behind or somebody behind, but it also can be when we feel like we're on the outside, that we're shut out. And again, that may be, for some of you, that there is a little bit of a separation or distance between you right now. And with your hidden influence, we have the Four of Wands. I don't read reverse cards. And the Four of Wands is, I feel, the gateway to the potential of these Seven of Cups here. And this is the invitation to have, that happy home, that stability, to really, like I said, take things to the next level here. This is a card of milestones and, these significant moments in life when everything, kind of clicks and comes together. It often represents a moment where perhaps, there is that moving in together, there is that marriage, things like that. It's a card of milestones and emotional stability. And that's the invitation. And I really feel that, unless your person can shift through some of these fears and insecurities, this Four of Wands here is what's at stake. That happiness, that happy home, things going to the next level in that way. So with your advice from the universe, we have the Hermit. Take a pause, take a step back right now, Aries, and just really connect to your inner wisdom in this moment. So the Hermit is a well-traveled soul, a lot of life experience, and someone who has, really learnt from their past experiences, and they've gained a lot of wisdom, and that's what you have inside of you. And it's definitely, I feel right now, to just take a pause, slow down a little bit, go within, and just really connect to, what is your inner wisdom telling you? What is the guidance moving forwards? Because we all, we have the answers, they're within us, but sometimes we just have to take a pause to be able to hear. And I do feel like your heart knows. In the outcome, we have the Devil, and the Devil really is a card of breaking free. And for some of you, it may represent the closure of this and the breaking free of unhealthy patterns and moving into much more an energy of empowerment in yourself and in your life. And it's also a caution, this card, around, just making sure that you don't go down the same roads, repeating, the same patterns and dynamics here with your person, because there really does feel like there needs to be some kind of shift here to, move into this next chapter with your person. So let's just get your person's hidden message for you. Aries. Okay. It's time for me to heal now. I want to be more than friends. Finding out the truth crushed me. That's going to resonate for some of you. I couldn't let you get close to me. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier in terms of, the blocks and the challenges that your person is facing. I'm becoming a better person. So Aries, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like this is, a moment to just take a pause, do a little bit of soul searching and really work out, if this connection is still something you can salvage and work through, these challenges, or if it is in fact time to, allow things to close and move on. So we are going to go to Leo. Leo, let's see what we have for you. Okay, let's dive in. Leo, I'm feeling some conflict straight away. I feel like there may be some conflict with your person at the moment. It feels to me a little bit toxic, I have to say, because there's a heaviness here. Drama, conflict, arguments. I feel like there's been harsh words spoken. You know, the kind of words that we say when we are triggered rather than, you know, our deeper truth. And at the same time, I feel like your heart is with this person. There's history here. And there are deep feelings, but somehow, you know, there's these toxic elements here. I'm getting a little bit of a narcissistic energy here. And I'm going to say I'm also picking up a bit of a player energy. And on your side, I feel all these lovely kind of energies of empathy and caring. And very often the empath and the narcissistic energies do connect, because there are often very powerful soul lessons to learn. So on your side, Leo, you know, this is about learning to have a much stronger sense of yourself and your needs here. And on their side, the invitation is to feel their feelings and connect more deeply and face all of those unhealed parts of them. They feel like a very wounded person to me. So with your overall energies, we have the Nine of Cups, so emotional fulfillment. It's also a card of, you know, when we get to that point where, you know, we are good on our own, and it's not about being kind of lonely and alone. It's just about being comfortable in your own skin, in your own presence. That emotional contentment. And that's the thing that card really kind of speaks to me as well. You know, there's a little bit of a codependent energy in here. There's a part of you that is looking for your person to validate to you something here, you know, that you're loved or you're accepted. And the invitation is to find these things in yourself and get to this Nine of Cups. So with your person's view of you, we have the Nine of Swords. It's a card of anxiety, of being stuck in the head, you know, running things over and over in the mind, ruminating. Their feelings towards you, the Four of Cups. I do feel like they're going to reach out to you. Their intentions towards you, the Queen of Cups. That's how they see you, Leo. This Queen of Cups energy. And I do feel like they are going to come forward with an offer of love, an offer of some kind of fresh start here. Your feelings towards your person, we have the Eight of Cups. And so there are some choices to be made here, because the Eight of Cups is some kind of emotional departure, and it represents, you know, either you or your person moving on. So it's a card of moving on, of, you know, letting go of the past and moving on. Now, whether that is the healing and resolution of, you know, whatever these issues are, and some kind of, you know, new beginning within your connection, or it may actually mean the closure of it and somebody moving on. And in the challenge, we have the Ten of Cups, and this is where your struggle is, Leo. The struggle to let go of the potential. That Ten of Cups, you know, that the wishes fulfilled, the happily ever after, the what it could be. Because I do feel you see this person's potential, but are they really there yet? Are they able to, you know, step into that potential? That's where I have a question. But it can be challenging, you know, because I do feel like you had this down as, you know, you had this person down as your life partner here. And with the hidden influence, we have strength, healing is the word I get, you know, facing fears, insecurities, even if they are, you know, the fears of loss, of being on your own for a little bit. It's about really facing, you know, these unhealed parts of ourselves. It's also a card letting you know that you do have the strength to get through whatever this situation is. And with your outcome, we have the Five of Cups, which is a card of loss, and it's often a card where, you know, we get a little bit fixated sometimes on what has been lost, you know, regret and sadness. And while it's important to really process, you know, those feelings, it's also important to remember, like the two cups that are still standing, that there is always, you know, a blessing. There is always something to be taken, you know, from a situation. And the Knight of Pentacles talks about just putting one foot in front of the other here, taking one day at a time, but just taking a step and just continuing to move forward and really working towards, you know, your own growth in all of this. You know, learning those soul lessons that I talked about, whether that's, you know, with your person or taking a little bit of time just for yourself for a little while and allowing things to perhaps draw to a close here. So let's get your person's hidden message. Leo. Okay. I want to tell you how I feel. We both know I'm not the one for you. I bury myself in work to forget you. I will wait for a sign from you. My life is not as together as it seems. Interesting. So, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. Just either way, whichever way this goes, you know, just trust that you are moving towards, you know, a better place in yourself, in your life. Trust what's unfolding, but remember to, you know, look after yourself in this. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay, one more shuffle. Okay, let's dive in, Sagittarius. I'm instantly feeling these breadcrumb energies. And I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles actually, which is this card of the energies, the dynamics of give and take in a connection. And when I tune into this, I feel like you are really carrying things here, and I feel like you are pouring into your person much more than they are giving back to you. And I feel like you've been doing this for some time. So this is someone that you have history with. I don't feel like this is a new connection. And with your overall energies, we have the Lovers, so some kind of choice that needs to be made here, Sagittarius. And the most important thing about this card is doing what feels really true for you. You know, what your heart truly feels in alignment with. So it's soulmate energy. You know, this can be a soulmate, but, you know, sometimes soulmates, they come into our lives for a lot of different reasons, and it's not always an amazing love story. We can help each other to learn lessons. It can be quite challenging, and sometimes they can really shake things up for us. But it's a deep bond, and, you know, there's some kind of, you know, very important, significant choice to be made here. Your person's view of you, the Three of Swords. So some of you may be in no contact because this is a card of separation. distance between you. That could just be emotional distance. Their feelings towards you, the Three of Cups, often a card of reconciliation. And their intentions towards you, the Ace of Pentacles. Your person wants a new beginning. I feel like they want to start over, they want to start fresh, and they want to really look at, you know, these dynamics that I talk about. I definitely feel that whatever this separation is, has really been important. You know, and as much as it causes, you know, hurt and anxiety when somebody, you know, pulls back or takes a step back or we're in no contact, you know, always remember that the silence is never empty. There is so much going on in silence, and, you know, it allows a person to really get in touch with their true feelings, to reflect, you know, work out, you know, what's truly important to them, reflect on, you know, how they have been showing up in the connection. Because I do feel that your person has been falling short here, but I do feel like they're reflecting, and they are, you know, through this separation, they are seeing that now. Because I do feel you love each other deep down. And your feelings towards your person, the Queen of Pentacles, so definitely somebody I feel that you want to nurture, that you want to look after and take care of. And in your challenge, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this isn't going to be for everybody. I am just getting this feeling suddenly of there may have been a third-party influence here. Somebody may have cheated in some way. That may not necessarily be physically. It may be chats that may have been entertained online, things like that. You know, where they haven't been really honouring the connection with you. Now, that's not going to resonate for all of you, because the Three of Pentacles is also a card of growth and, you know, working together as a team. And that's, you know, this is in the challenge position. So this could be, you know, the blockage, the issue that you have been facing here. And with your hidden influence, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, for some of you, this may be this third party. And, you know, it can be either gender here. And that's quite a difficult thing to get past. But I do feel the energy of reflection and your person taking accountability in, you know, however this is playing out for you, taking accountability for how they have been showing up and their issues and how they have been falling short in some way. Your advice from the universe, the Fool, a new beginning, taking a leap of faith. And for many of you, this is going to represent the ending of a significant chapter, the beginning of a new one. And, you know, this is all about approaching that with an open heart, with curiosity, and just trusting that it's leading you in the right direction. You know, so that's for you, for those of you, I feel more where perhaps this is something that's coming to a close with an ending. There's always a new beginning. And in your outcome, we have your destiny in motion, the Wheel of Fortune, divine timings, orchestrations. This is all about cycles, but it's very much these karmic cycles. And if this is a closure for some of you, often it's when, you know, the universe comes in and just shifts people, places, situations to really set you on a different path, because perhaps there is a different path that you are meant to walk at this time. So Sagittarius, let's get your person's hidden message for you. I'm becoming a better person. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I replay our conversations over and over. That's that reflective energy that I was talking about. It was my fault, but I blamed you. I wish things could be different. So Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels best for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.